guys, my name is Daniel. I'm a fourth year medical student at King's College London. I'm just making this video here today because over the past couple of months we've seen a lot of black women having a lot of negative medical outcomes, even to the extent of my friends are calling me and saying, damn, like, why is this happening? Why are the doctors being like this? What, I'm scared to go to the doctor. I don't trust them. They're gonna give me the wrong thing. They're not taking care of us properly. And I feel like this video, like me and my friend needs to make this video because either one of our friends went through a similar thing where things should have been done a lot better, and ultimately her life was at risk. And she was lucky because she had someone to call, like she had medical students who knew doctors personally to call, and we could have helped her. But I feel like I just wanted to make this video to let people know the options that they have when they feel like maybe they aren't receiving the care that they should be receiving. Things like, as I mentioned later, getting a second opinion and going to A&E. And yeah, so that's the purpose of this video, and I hope that everyone learns something from this. Alright, hi guys, back again with another video. I'm just here with one of my friends from uni.
Hi, my name is Bo.
Yeah, both of us are fourth year medical students at King's. Yeah, so we're back and we're here to speak about an important topic, which is how important it is to go to the doctor. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people, especially I'd say black people, they kind of like avoid going to the doctor. For example, Bo will tell you about his corona period experience.
Yeah, so like the whole corona has probably been mad for everyone, and like for me especially, it's been a thing where so many people have been calling me with problems, like medical problems. Another person will be sending them to me to come and call me, a friend's telling a friend to call me, or even people I don't know sometimes. And over lockdown, I think some of the things people have called me about, having seizures in the morning, people worried about pregnancies, people worried about their baby's health. I got so many calls about people thinking that they had corona or worried about it, asking me, do they have it? And all these calls were coming in, and I was just thinking, like, I'm a student. Like, I got so good at giving my disclaimer, like, you need to go to get properly checked by a health professional. But one of the calls that I got from someone really stood out to me. So they called me and they said they were having a period it's been going on for about 2 weeks. And they were worried. And I was thinking, yeah, that is quite strange. Like, me, like, take away the med student, I'm thinking, like, as an average person, 2 weeks, that's quite strange. So I was like, call your GP, see what they have to say about it. So they've got in touch with their GP. They've told their GP they're in pain. It's been going on for 2 weeks, and their GP's giving them some medication to take. Now, a week later, they've called me back again, and they said to me that they're in pain, like, it's getting worse, like, and they're still on their period. So by now, I'm thinking, like, the med student in me, the alarm bells are ringing, like, I'm worried. Like, I'm thinking this could be an ectopic pregnancy. Because
I'm going to stop the video right here because I feel like we hadn't explained what ectopic pregnancy actually was. So a normal pregnancy is when a fertilized egg is implanted in the uterus. But an ectopic pregnancy is when a fertilized egg is implanted anywhere else but the uterus. So somewhere where it shouldn't be, for example, the fallopian tube, as it was here, or sometimes it can go to other places like maybe the intestines. But in this pregnancy, it was in this example, it was the egg was implanted in the fallopian tube, and what basically happens is the baby carries on growing in the fallopian tube, and obviously after like a certain time, when the baby gets big enough, the tube bursts, and this happens pretty early on. And when the tube bursts, it leads to a big hemorrhage, a lot of blood loss. This causes internal bleeding, and that's what causes people to die from this. And I feel like we hadn't touched on, we hadn't let it known how severe this condition was, because this is a medical emergency. This is like, by the time my friend called my other friend, like, to have these conversations of like, go get help or whatever, it could have been too late already. Like, the clock is ticking, like the tube could burst in like the next hour, the next minute, who knows. So this is literally a medical emergency, and it's very important for me to highlight the severity of this, because we might have not been, when we were together, we were filming this, I feel like we weren't comfortable speaking about how close our friend was to death. Like, I don't feel we're comfortable, right? So we tried to kind of downplay it. But I feel like I said a service to the people at home, because you might think that, oh, this is not that serious, when this is a very serious thing. This is an emergency. So I just wanted to highlight that before I went back to the video. But yeah, enjoy the rest.
Because as Dan will tell you, in uni, this is like the number one.
Yeah, it's like it's the first thing. Like, if you see this in the exam and it's a woman and there's blood, this is what you're ticking. Like, But obviously, as both saying, it's like the medical student in you. Like at the beginning, we were in third year, we completed third year. So you're halfway, and you're thinking this always happens where you think it's a heart attack, you think it's cancer, you think it's the most extreme because that's what you've learned. And obviously, that's what you might have thought at first. But obviously, you told her to speak to the doctor.
Yeah, like so. I didn't want to be the one panicking her or anything like that. So I was just like, you know what? I think you really do need to go to the doctor. And it was even to the point where the pain was so much. She gone back to the doctor, and I'm like, nothing's really happening here. I can't even really remember what they said, but it wasn't.
You told me like some tablet and a scan after.
Yeah, it was a tablet and a scan after Corona.
And it was like, what month was it? What month was it? Because I can't remember.
I can't even remember.
April, May.
Yeah, one of those months.
Like, so after Corona, when's that? Not even now.
It's at the,
do you get it?
But it's at the point now where now it's like, I'm concerned. The medical sheet in me screaming like something needs to happen, but the normal person is like.
So even mention when you're saying that, even though she said she had 2 weeks and she called you again, it was 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
You were saying like that she was mentioning that the blood was heavy, like she was running through bare pads, like it wasn't like normal and that.
So literally, going through a lot of pads. Now the alarm bells are ringing.
It's heavy. It's not even like a usual period. It's just heavy bleeding.
I've called one of my friends who's a doctor, and I've asked him like, okay, like I've explained the situation to him. And I've said, what do you think? I was like, obviously just give what your opinion would be. And he was like, yeah, like so many alarm bells are ringing. They need to go to hospital. So I've got back to my friend. I'm like, forget even the med student in me. As a normal human being, I think you need to go to hospital. I think you need to go to A&E. You're in pain. You've been bleeding for ages. And
I saw at the beginning, like, not saying she didn't want to go, but she was a bit apprehensive.
Yeah, so that's even what I was even trying to remember. So that's the biggest thing for me. She's very apprehensive about going because of the whole Corona situation.
Yeah.
I think that was the main thing. Really, like telling her like you need to go to hospital. Like I don't live with you 24/7. I don't know your situation. I'm not monitoring you how they can monitor you in hospital.
Yeah.
So after that discussion and getting through the whole like initial like but there's Corona, they're worried about catching it and all of that stuff. Eventually, she went to hospital and.
But she didn't go on a day, innit? A couple of days passed now, or maybe the next day. I remember you said, like the first day, you were saying that she didn't go and you was on the phone to saying go.
Yeah, so the first day she didn't go and I was like, I've called back and basically like, no, you need to go. Like, because even me sleeping at night, it wasn't resting easy with me. I was thinking, nah, something might happen. Like, I'm worried about ectopic pregnancy.
There's 3 people kind of saying the same thing, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? 3 people saying the same thing. It's kind of like, that's the first thing come out of everyone's mouth. Can I exclude this? And the answer's kind of no. So
100%. So like, eventually, a few days have passed now, and she's got back to me, and she said that she went, and she walked into the clinic, and they were like to her, you're not going home. You need to have surgery. And in the end, it wasn't a ectopic pregnancy, and she had the surgery, but thankfully she's all right now. But she could have died.
Yeah, literally. What I was even gonna say is like, it's mad because imagine going into like A&E and you're thinking you're gonna get how the GP she called. She called 111 and they put her on the phone to GP. Initially she called 111 and then they gave her a GP appointment on the phone. So initially the guy's talking about a scan and tablets. So I'm sure when she was going into A&E, she wasn't thinking about who's telling you I'm gonna have surgery in an hour. Obviously not everyone's thinking. She's probably thinking she's gonna get some tablets. It must have been a big shock. Yeah. But as you did say, it's like, it wasn't the same as an emergency surgery. Like, for example, the worst that can happen in this situation is death. And it's like, if it's undiscovered, the ectopic pregnancy does lead to death basically all the time. Yeah. So it's even like, so that's what basically we're trying to highlight. It's like, something you might think is, obviously she didn't think this was small, right? But she was reassured by someone else, or the way they spoke to her, she was led to believe it wasn't that urgent. So that's the main kind of thing we're trying to get through in this message is like, if you feel like there's something wrong with you, your body doesn't feel normal. Obviously, this was very obvious as there was blood. There were like signs. But if you don't feel well, it's important to go to the doctor. Not just a medical student that you know. See a real doctor. And then if you're still feeling unwell, what she did was actually good. She got a second opinion, even though second opinion should have probably been from someone else. But because we knew a doctor, like it got solved. But get a second opinion. And even then, if you're still feeling the same way, go to A&E because you never know what's gonna come next. I'm sure, as I said, I'm sure she didn't think she was gonna get surgery just like that on the day. And obviously, if you look at this in a grand scheme of things, if she didn't know Bo, we don't know how this could have ended. You know what I mean? Because it's even crazy because like your female friend to call you and say like my period's like 3, 4. You know what I mean? Girls don't really like talking to even their man, let alone their friend about this, innit? So it must have been really serious. Maybe something she hadn't even mentioned to you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So that even highlights how important it is, because it's got to that stage where she actually did mention it, and that made all the difference. So literally, it's easy to just go to the doctor, tell an impartial person who doesn't know you, and get your problem solved.
It's kind of that thing as well. Don't sit on things and think that they're just gonna go away, and think that, I don't know, doing your like home remedies. There is some room for home remedies. I'm not completely
in addition to
literally
treatment,
in addition to treatment and getting a proper opinion as well. So yeah.
As I wanted to add to that, it's even like we've seen a lot of things. Like we've seen a lot of like tragic things happen recently of like women like losing their baby, or women losing their life in childbirth. But I feel like as sad as it is, we have to open our eyes and think like that's not the only risk that comes in healthcare. Like as we saw with this is an ectopic pregnancy. This wasn't something related to like childbirth, but there are also other things. For example, like even abdominal pain, stomach pain, feeling pain in the muscle for a long time. Literally, as I mentioned before, if you feel anything over a long period of time, or something doesn't feel normal, it's not going away, literally seek help, seek a second opinion, a third opinion if need be. So yeah, it's important, because you might think it's something small, as did this girl, but it could be something very serious.
And I feel like on top of that, it's worth mentioning, like there's so many like good doctors out there, and we even learn in med school, you as the patient, you're meant to be part of the team. So there's good doctors out there, there's people that want to help you, and you're part of the team. So if you don't come to hospital, you haven't even brought yourself into that team to try and get better. You're just at home by yourself trying to fight the illness with no equipment, no expertise from others. So literally just about finding the best place for your illness. Like we're at the extreme end right now, but there's even some minor things. Some things like you can go to the pharmacy, some things you call 111, some things aren't urgent, but just stay on top of things before they get worse, essentially.
Yeah, literally the whole point of us even saying all this stuff is like, I wouldn't call this a good scenario, I'd call this a near miss, but it's good that it didn't get to that point. But like obviously you want to hear more stories where something was cut early than stories where something progressed and it wasn't caught. So as we said, going to the doctor early as soon as you spot something, like pretending it's not there, it's not going to make it go away. And diagnosis of a person telling you you have this or you have that doesn't change anything, because you had it before you came. It's not him giving it to you and telling you you have this. You had it before you came. So you're better off literally getting it treated early than waiting around and hoping for the best, where usually that's when the best doesn't come. So yeah, that's the main message of this video. Thanks for listening. I hope you got something out of it.
Thank you guys.
See you later. Yeah, so guys, I do appreciate that this video was just speaking about ectopic pregnancy, and this isn't something that everyone's going to experience, and people are experiencing other things. But I feel like the advice given and the steps of like getting a second opinion, a third opinion, or even going to A&E, I feel like it's very widespread and can be applied to many conditions that people are experiencing. I just wanted to really let people know and bring it to light that it is okay to ask to see someone else, to go and see a second doctor if you feel like you're not being treated properly. Just to give people, a lot of people don't know they have that option. I just wanted to bring that to light, and also I just wanted to in a story highlight and like show people an example of where it is better to seek help and not just say the doctors, oh, I don't trust them, they're going to get it wrong. Because even if they do get it wrong, taking these steps, you can get it right, and that can make all the difference for you. So I hope everyone learned something from this video. I hope that this will increase, even for one person, increase the amount of positive outcomes we do have. But yeah, guys, thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Black patients matter. Thanks.